name's Daniel Dixon. I'm the artistic director for the 20th Century First Artist Initiative. And the whole purpose of this organization is to merge music, business, technology, entrepreneurship, and marketing, so that way musicians of today, they have a greater understanding of what it is to be musicians in the 21st century, taking advantage of all of the tools that we have at our disposal to create money, to help create a sustainable income, and then go out and benefit the communities and give back to the communities. So this week, we have 4 concerts, and all of these concerts have different themes. And the purpose behind the series is to just bring attention to classical music. The performers are Jocelyn Zhu. She's a graduate from the Juilliard School of Music. Jonathan Butler, who's a graduate of New England Conservatory. Colleen Adams, who is a professional here in Vancouver. There's Benjamin Nixon, a graduate of DePaul University. There's Laura Ha, who's a graduate from the Juilliard School of Music also, and then myself, a graduate of Boston University. And then all of these performers are going to be our in-resident artists for the week. So they're performing on all of the next 3 concerts, as well as some other members from the Organ Symphony, such as Joel Belgique, Nancy Ives, and a few others. So we're doing a variety of programs, meaning everything is classical, but I think that when people think classical music, they think quartets, or they think nice and polished and, kind of up in your face. But the ones that we're playing, there's a mixture of quintets, trios, quartets, even an octet. So we're really trying to give everybody a really broad range that classical music has.
Last year was the maiden voyage for the 21st Artist Initiative, and Daniel contacted me as one of his former teachers and asked if I would be willing to perform on I actually performed on 2 of the concerts last year, and had a great time, and he invited me back this year, and I'm performing with Jonathan Butler, who was the same cellist that I performed with last year, but the violinist Jocelyn Zhu is new to me, but we are playing a Dvorak trio.
So the concert tonight is the first one of 4, as I mentioned, and then on Wednesday, there's going to be another concert that's held here at the Dixon Estates, and that program will consist of Haydn and Brahms piano quartet, and the Haydn string quartet. And then on Friday and on Sunday, we're switching venues, and we're going to Sunnyside Adventist Church, which is on Market Street in downtown Portland. And on those 2 programs, there's going to consist of Dvorak string quintet, there's going to be a Beethoven quartet, Mendelssohn octet, and another Brahms viola quintet. So these are all works which are very well known in the music world, but not works that the general public would know. And the instrumentation is fairly different than what most people would expect, having 2 violas in a quartet, having 8 people play the same piece. So it's going to be a very educational performance, I think, for the audience. So I grew up in the Vancouver area. We moved from LA when I was 6 years old, and we spent 8 years here before moving. So I took music lessons from a variety of teachers in the area. Colleen Adams, who's playing this on this evening's program, she was one of my first instructors. So it's an honor for me to be able to share the stage with her. And after leaving Vancouver for educational purposes, I started my bachelor's degree at the University of Missouri St. Louis, where I received a double bachelor's in piano and cello performance. And then from there, I went to Boston University and did a double master's in cello and piano performance. And now I'm finishing up my doctorate in cello performance. So I've been in education for a good long time now. So it's an honor for me to be able to come back here and to share everything that I've learned with the community. And having my family out here, they've been here for the last long time. So being able to come back here and give back to the community and have them be involved in it is really kind of a dream come true for many musicians. And so I consider myself very fortunate and very blessed to have a very supportive community.
Daniel for a couple of years as a student, and he was very precocious and kind of wanted to do his own thing and didn't, and it came easily enough that it was, to get him to work hard there for a while was difficult because he could not work very hard and do pretty tootin' well. But it's really delightful to still be in contact with him, and we're really colleagues at this point. There is yes, there is a teacher-student relationship, but it has changed into colleagues.
So the purposes of all of these concerts is to help the audience just appreciate music, because a lot of families in this area, their focus is on education, just making sure that one child gets from soccer practice to back home, and then all the million things in between. And I don't think that there's a big classical scene here in Battleground and in the Vancouver area. So the whole purpose of this is to just give people the opportunity to hear classical music done in this setting with people who train for this their entire lives. So they're getting a high level, and the concerts are free. So being able to come in to hear this music free of cost, so you can just come have an evening, listen to music, have a couple snacks, and get the kids home in time for bedtime. I think that it's something that not very many communities have. Everybody's used to going to the Oregon Symphony or Boston Symphony, have it what you be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then they go and they hear music for 2.5 hours. And by the end of the programs, they're thinking to themselves, what did we just hear? What's going on? Okay, now it's time for bed. And then the next day they forget about it. These programs are about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes in length. And all of the performers afterwards, they stay and they talk. So it really is kind of getting a 360 view of your being a part of the performance, and then you're getting to know the performers and ask them any questions you can really think of. So that's what I think makes this a little bit unique in that sense.